What's up, y'all? Good Monday. Good to see y'all. Listen, y'all. If y'all don't know, this is TFG Tonight, and I'm your host, Mr. Haynes. And this is the best morning show that you can watch at night. Y'all listen, that's Devin, that's Lee, and that's Kenny.
I'm trying to be nice.
Black said we got two Americans.
Say to my brother Black, man, I think you could be a preacher. I ain't never heard somebody that use a curse word and then read a scripture right after.
You know,
So let me state for the record, I am a misogynist. You know,
pull out your card, Doc. He's
and I'm a chauvinist as well. Anybody who knows me knows that.
That's right. That is
Now I can go back to minding my own business.
true.
Either that boy is Benjamin Button or somebody lying.
And listen, and that boy may be mentally 12, but he's 34.
You bad boy, you don't do it again.
I'll let Black articulate a little bit better than that.
Nope.
Okay.
Never mind.
It's good for the soul. It's like medicine. Right?
Yeah, for real.
That's all I gotta say. I wish I had one of them applause buttons to, like that.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
I'm sorry, y'all. We was tardy to the party, but we's here now. And I have to say, who moved my cheese? Well, my mouse, but that's okay. Hey, everybody's here. What's going on, y'all? Y'all doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Good to
What's
see
up?
y'all. Miss Toria, I know it's my fault, but we here now. We cooking now with good fish grease. What kind of grease you supposed to cook with, Lee? With some fish? Just it don't matter, do it. I guess not. Well, anyway, look. All right,
All right, Lady D.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But anyway, I'm gonna play around, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, if we say something you like, please by all means share from the Cash App at the bottom. Please, if you don't mind. But let's get this thing started. We're gonna keep up with the politics, and y'all. Since we've been gone, Donald Trump is really changing up the scope of the presidency now. So the presidents can start cussing. Hey, Sherry, good to see you.
Hey, Sherry.
Sorry about all the tardiness.
Hey, Sherry.
I mean, as a president, I don't really know if we were supposed to or not, but Black, were we always supposed to hold them to high regards just because of their morality, or I don't know.
That's been the traditional way, but I guess maybe I'm different than other people. I enjoyed his candor.
Really?
I absolutely, and I've been saying for a long time, Democrats need to take a page from his book. Whether you agree with the message, the American public identifies with his raw realness, because let's keep it honest, that's really how people talk. And even if you watch CNN, they were honest in saying that all presidents curse. But to your question, traditionally, they're supposed to, the dignity of the office, this, that, and the other. But that's an antiquated way to think about it, in my opinion. That old adage of wearing a shirt and tie and this, that, I enjoyed every last part of what he said, point blank, period. It made me actually cheer for him. You have two countries who don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I like that he didn't sugarcoat it.
Well, he was half the problem, but whatever.
That's a whole nother part. But we're talking about the language and him using it.
Yes.
I'm offended in the least.
Yes, I'm definitely not surprised that you feel that way. Kenny, do you feel the same way that the president of the United States can just, let his hair down, literally?
No, me and brother Black differ on this one. Well, and the reason being, I don't like anything about Donald Trump. Yeah. I think he's a clown. I think his mama should have swallowed and his daddy should have pulled out, as I said last week. So there's nothing that man can do nor say that I ever agree with. I just think he's a clown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, okay, and just to sew this thing up with a bow, sister. I know that those words are familiar to your mouth as well, but do you want to hear from the leader of the free world?
You know, the way I see it, I'm gonna be honest with you, is yes, those words leave my mouth here on this platform, but when I'm at work, my staff don't hear me talk like that.
Right.
And if they do, it's one or two particular staff members behind closed doors. I would never carry myself like that at work. He's at work and he's supposed to be upholding what this Christianity and this old like the Bible, but like whatever. Like I think it's ghetto and trash. And I can't help but think about if my favorite president would have done that, what the repercussions would have been and how people would have drugged him. I remember him getting drugged over a freaking tan suit. Can you imagine if he actually cussed?
Right.
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. Well, yes, that I agree wholeheartedly. I think as the world is changing, so is society, and we are literally headed to this. I said it so many times on this platform. We're just going downhill, y'all. And so again, what we expect of our leaders, just imagine what the lay folks are going to start doing, man. I mean, we just had a dude like set a fire just so he can do target practice with firefighters. I mean, what kind of people are doing this stuff, man? Anyway, it's insane. All right, I got one more about politics. I know folks get tired of talking that, but y'all got to know what's going on in y'all country. So, this big, beautiful bill, Lee, you think it's going to pass?
Sadly, yes. Watching a little bit of it today, he is wielding his office like a big stick as a bully. He have made it clear that for those that don't vote on his side, they're going to have a hard time getting reelected. And it's a horrible thing that they're more afraid of him than their constituents, knowing what this is going to do to the American public. But
and that's the thing. People just don't know, and they're trying to say it, but the problem is people don't believe the folks that's been. You see, again, y'all can't play with him, hang out with him, and then turn around and talk about him. Because now, Kenny, Elon is kind of like taking a step further now, saying like, if you support this, I'm coming after y'all.
Yeah, I saw
Trump
that
saying
today.
the same thing. If you don't support this, I'm coming after y'all. Kenny.
Right. Yeah, I saw that today with Elon Musk. I'm like, you know, man, I mean, hell,
what the chick is gonna do?
You sell Teslas. I don't really give a shit what. Excuse me, I didn't cuss. I don't really give a hell what Elon Musk got. I don't give a hell what Elon Musk got to say. But I did read the article, man, and you know, it's a shame because Medicaid. Yes. Medicaid is going to take some hit. It's going to take a big hit, and it's going to hit a lot of the people that actually voted for this convicted felon. And so now they're getting ready to see that fat meat is really greasy, because it's going to pass. Like Brother Black said, you know, it's going to pass, and it's just unfortunate. The American people are going to suffer from this big beautiful bill or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, sister, at the end of the day, I don't know how this is going to end up, but I think we playing chicken, and we playing chicken with locomotives, because one got the power and one got the money. I mean, so and the only people that's going to suffer is those who allowed these fools to get in office, because we told y'all this was going to happen. So,
well, the have-nots who were out there marching for him, and you know what I'm saying, and because I don't think a lot of the people who were so vocal about voting for him even knew what they were voting for. The dumbasses was just voting. You know, I keep getting all these things in my email at work, writing letters to the Congress, you know, to avoid them making Medicaid cuts or whatever. And unfortunately, I don't believe my one little letter is going to mean anything. And plus, if they read my letter, they won't know if I wrote it or if Black wrote it. So they don't want to read my letter because they don't want to hear what I have to say.
I know, right?
Rudely, especially if I can be anonymous. But I don't think a lot of the things that he is saying he's going to do will come to pass. So.
Right. Well, good morning. I don't know who you are, but what do you want? So I don't mind you coming on, but what you want?
He wants a StreamYard link to get on.
Right. Well, learn how to spell first, and then articulate. But
I want to say something to him, because sometimes people, some viewers get confused and thinking that this is a free fall. This is a family panel.
Right.
We welcome your opinion.
Mm.
Say something worthy of coming on, then you might get the invite. And that, but you're not going to be a part of the regular panel.
Right.
And my thing is, when you say some fucked up shit, then be willing to face it. That's what we're talking about. But this is not a free for all. Vigness V.
Yes, and I'll be honest, Lee Black only told half the story, because if you want to talk stupid, I'll let you on too. But just know I controls the mics. And so I like giving it to folks. So anyway,
I don't know what's gonna come up on that screen if y'all send this person a link.
But that's why I said
it might be somebody's whole anus and ass crack.
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
It's not a link where you could just come on.
You're right.
We have a valid opinion, and if this one is strong enough, you might say, "Hey, come on and say what you're gonna say." But
that's it.
This ain't Burger King where you can have it your way. You better sit down in the crowd and chill out. If you like what you hear, stay. If you don't, you can leave.
That's it. Go entertain your mama. Yeah. She like you. I don't care nothing about you. So, all right. Well, listen, we're gonna keep this train moving. But thank you for joining us. I appreciate the view. So, AI dolls.
Good Lord.
Well, and I'm not even talking about the kind black. Like this is from Mattel, the toy company. So apparently they're wanting to use their chat AI to now integrate all of their dolls, toys, and things. I mean, have y'all not seen the movies? Y'all not know how this ends, and we still stupid enough to do this. I mean, Devin, I know you had a Barbie or two maybe growing up. Would you want to see some hey D? You know what I'm saying, in your bedroom?
Yes, I would. As a kid, you know what I'm saying? Because you think about all the little toys that we had that talked or whatever, and because when you're a kid, you're naive and you don't know any better. Okay. And now they make toys where you can like record your voice, like for your kids or for your grandkids or whoever your family member is, and give it to them for like a birthday present to be like, Aunt Devin loves you. Like you can do all of that stuff. And so that, to me, that's kind of cool. Like there's one on TikTok now that is a little robot that rolls around your house, but it's actually a camera that can just go through and just like look all through the house and spy on your mama and stuff. I like it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, no, we'll come back to you just a second with Kenny. I don't think it's what Devin grew up with the little Teddy Ruxpin. Right. No, I think this dog if somebody get a kid, because we're worried about the nefarious people, right? The predators getting a hold of these things and influencing these kids because the internet does it. And now it's in your home. Ain't no telling, because again, anything you're getting for convenience, it's always you giving up something. And so again, what would we be giving up at this point if now we're letting our kids have the new doll that you don't have friends at school? Don't worry, take this doll. And it's like, okay.
I just think it's the technology land and the world we live in. I mean, it's going to always be that next great thing for technology. And I think, most of the stuff that we get technology wise, it starts off as being innocent, But again, like you say, you're going to always have some knuckleheads that's going to find a way to come in and make it devious, I guess. But I'm kind of like Lady D. I'm like, I think it's kind of cool, I mean, would I wouldn't have one, but my granddaughter might dig it. She that would be something cool for her, So yeah, it's all good.
But see, it's the innocence for me, right, Black? Because yes, while kids are looking at it and wanting to enhance their experience with their imagination, it's us as parents that are protecting them from the unknown, right? Kids are running out into the street. We stop them from doing it. Or they're about to touch something that they don't know. We stop them. So again, as a parent, though, we know. So why would we turn a blind eye to knowing what this has the potential? I mean, whether they're doing the cartoons showing us what's about to happen, or the little Megan, Pinocchio. Okay, y'all, these things don't come out of nowhere, y'all. So again, I mean, Black, what you say?
So I agree with every point, even yours, Brenton, that there's an inherent danger in it for sure. But we have to be realistic here. Technology, it's not coming.
Yeah,
it's already here.
Right.
You know, right here in Atlanta, we have an active Uber system with cars with no drivers. Right now, today on the 30th, I posted on my page. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs. So staying in this lane, it's a tool like anything else. The responsibility still lies with parents to not let it replace parenting. And so my thing is, I could think of a dozen great uses for it, but if it's not done right, you're right, Brenton, there's an inherent danger to where now you're allowing something to raise your children. But I think about other applications. My mom is 89 years old, relatively recluse, and we've introduced her to technology, Alexa, this, that. It's a beautiful thing to watch her enjoy listening to music and talking to technology to put on a song, voice commanded, and this, that, and the other. And think about the uses for elderly people who maybe not in a situation where they can have dogs, but could use AI, to talk and communicate, or even with people who have learning disabilities. There's a dozen great reasons why this could be used smartly.
There is.
As long as we're responsible and it doesn't replace you as the parents setting the rules. But that's no different than parents who send their kids in the bedroom who got the 55-inch screen TV and the PS5 and the cell phone, and you don't know what the hell they're doing. So they're pulling up porn and everything else. There has to be limits with everything.
Right.
You bring up a great point, because again, my mama, she's not as old as your mama, but she got introduced to the little Echo, right? And it was great, right? It wakes her up in the morning with this beautiful sound, or she get ready to go to work. But guess what? It's summertime. She don't have to go to work. But guess what was going off? That thing. And then she come calling, how you turn this thing? I don't know what you got, mama. I don't even know the password. Oh, call your daughter. I don't know. She the one got it. But so again, I guess I'm always looking at it from that, what could go wrong?
Right.
And am I going to be okay with? Yeah. So as much as I would love to see these things just enhance, it just take one time, y'all, to traumatize our children. Just one.
Oh no, there's pedophiles I found out on the apps that are created for elementary school children.
Yes,
weirdos are pretending to be 8 or 9 and building relationships and conversations with the kids, and then there's grown-ups like Brenton in the background that's trying to figure out who they are and find them, and then vote some kind of vigilante justice on them. But you do have stuff like that, but that's where you have to continue to monitor your children and make sure whatever AI toy or device that you purchase is actually age appropriate.
That's right.
But let's keep it 100. We don't do that. We don't monitor our kids like that. Nobody have time for that. We're using it as a convenience, right? It's I remember with the tablet. Here, shut up. Here the phone. That's what it does now. You only got 20 minutes on there, because what they give them the 20, they start all that rambunctious here. All right, 40 minutes, and here's an hour and a half, and then all of a sudden they're all day. I'm just telling y'all. I'm just not willing.
And you're 1,000% correct, but it's coming.
I'm just with you.
Whether it is here, it's here. We're behind as a country. This is already happening in Japan and in China and all those countries. We're actually behind. So to your point, this is where a show like this is valuable, where if we can pass the message to the bros, to boo-boo, for us, by us, we have to do a better job of still being parents.
Yeah, for sure. What up, Prime? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so
what's happening, Prime?
I mean, they watching in Asia, they watching autonomous soccer players kick a ball, and it's like they fall out and they putting them on stretchers. Listen, I don't have time for none of that. I want to enjoy my sports, not sit up here and watch some dummies literally try to go kick a ball. So anyway, all right. Well, listen, that's a great segue from autonomous soccer players to coming into one of the best hearted worker sportsmen of the internet streets. Kenny, I love that lime green back there, man. Listen, man, it's draft day, and then no, what's this trade day, right?
Well, actually, officially opens tomorrow, July 1st. But it's already been some willing and dealing a little bit. Matter of fact, the Mavericks are going to sign.
I know
Russell. I was getting ready to say Jamarcus Russell, but
D'Angelo.
D'Angelo Russell. I don't know why I'm thinking of Jamarcus Russell from the Raiders. They're going to sign him to a 2-year, $13 million deal. Because Kyrie Irving is probably not going to be available until probably the spring because of that torn ACL he suffered back in March. So the Mavericks are they steady loading up. The Houston Rockets are loading up. They're going to sign Dorian Finney-Smith to, I think, a 3-year, $65 million deal. So the Rockets they loading up, man. They trying to go for that Western Conference and try to get that Larry O'Brien trophy. And speaking of, we're going to stay in the NBA since you segued to that. We're going to talk about a subject I think Brother Black probably would be interested in. I ain't really touched this. This is Mr. LeBron James was on his Mind the Game podcast about a week and a half ago. And the subject of meme culture came up. And LeBron has had an issue with people sports opinionists talk about, if the rings defines your career or defines how great you are. So I got a quote from what he said, and I just want to get you all's opinion. Y'all bear with me. I got a lag. I'm trying to figure out why am I lagging like this.
No problem. You back on it now.
I know y'all just bear with me. I'm trying a different browser tonight.
We got you. Ring culture, LeBron. You got a question.
Sport and why? You got it? Okay. All right. Here we go. This is what he said. He says, I don't know why it's discussed so much in our sport and why it's the end all be all of everything. Like, okay, you weren't a great player because you never won a championship, or if you won one, you can't be in the same conversation with this person. You sit here and tell me Allen Iverson and Charles Barkley and Steve Nash aren't effing unbelievable? I don't understand it. That's a quote from LeBron James talking about championship rings and why are they important. Brother Black, I know you got an opinion on this. What do you think about LeBron's comments on this ring culture?
Complete and total bullshit. But it's very smart on his part. LeBron is one of the smartest, one of the most cerebral players we will ever see. And it's very strategic and smart to say that because, and I'm going to steal from Joe Forte, I think that's his name, who was on First Take and said the best opinion of this, that nailed it. LeBron has exceeded Michael Jordan in just about every statistical category except the one that counts the most. Rings.
Right.
And by making this comment, he's changing the narrative to where if he could, it becomes a conversation revolving around team. Because the one knock that we all have on Michael Jordan is how driven he is. And you watch the First Dance documentary, he wasn't a well-liked person, but he was a winner. And LeBron is looking at the end of the tunnel that it's very unlikely he will ever get to 6 rings. But if he can move the needle, especially with this TikTok generation who have never seen Jordan play, he's had the comfort to be around for going into his 24th season. And so for many young viewers, he is the standard bearer. And so by making that statement, it's smart enough to give praise to people like Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley, people who haven't won a ring. So you're not kind of pissing off that side, but you're also bringing in that younger generation who so desperately want to believe that he's the greatest player that's ever played the game. And yes, we need to reframe this conversation because it's not about rings. And here's the bullshit part about it. Literally today, his main man, Rich Paul, comes out and announces that he's opted into his contract for $50-something million because he wants to be a part of a championship team. Is that not the most reckless bullshit you ever wanted to hear? Because it's not about rings, but I'm going to make sure you pay me And I want to put the pressure on the Lakers to make sure that I'm not just playing just to play, because I only play for rings at this stage. He's full of shit. And by the way, LeBron, I love you as a person. You're not even number 2, you son of a bitch. You're about number 7 or 8.
God, no.
I knew my brother Black was gonna bring it, and I have to agree with everything brother Black said. I definitely he's trying to change the narrative. Lady D, does team champ? I mean, if you don't win a championship, does that not make you a great player? I mean, is championships if you got to win to be a great player?
Y'all know his old ass making up shit. He is not from the participation trophy era. If he was like 19, 20, I may be willing to hear that because they're just a different area. They're all about emotional health and mental health and all that old bullshit. But his old ass comes from an era where you play for the trophy, you play for the ring. But if you're not getting the ring, you got to say something to make you feel good about yourself. And so you got to say something to make sure they pay you because of what you could potentially do. But what he really meant to say is, if your team suck, you ain't gonna get a ring anyway. So that's what he should say, because yes, there are great players that don't get a ring, but it's because the team sucks.
I hear you, Lady D. Let me ask you this, Brother Brenton. Why is this a psychological game that LeBron is trying to turn MJ fans, trying to bring them to his side? Do you think that's what he's doing?
I'm gonna probably give a very horrible analogy. I think LeBron James is trying to cross-dress between a champion and an all-time player, if I'm being honest. Because again, if y'all are believing that LeBron James did not bring this to himself, LeBron James, rule number 1, never create your own problem, LeBron James. And he created his own problem because when he started this and he thought he had the formula in Miami, not 1, not 2, not 5, not 8, again, right? That's you created your own problem and you stuck your foot in your mouth, boy. Right? LeBron James is trying to sell y'all an all-exclusive resort trip to the Gulf of America, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what he's doing. And I appreciate the NBA because y'all know what they're doing. They letting him get out there and talk by himself. Because ain't nobody else talking about this but LeBron. And so, LeBron, you got enough money. You are still the face of the league. So fine. But you know what the NBA is doing? They're going on about their business. Because Oklahoma City just won a championship with a team.
Great point.
And what that kid did, he always, if you want to show you a team, guess what he do? Every time he's going to the mic, he bring the team with him. LeBron ain't bringing no team with him. Right? He up there doing his. So again, man, nobody's paying no attention to you, old man, because it's over with, because you created your own problem. Right? You look like an old granddaddy running your mouth, and you want us to believe that you cross-dressing. No, you wanted to do it, but Mike's still alive, and he gonna forever be the greatest, and that's all that matters. Even here's what's so nasty: Mike don't even got the most rings, and so it defeats the conversation, bro. Because the person who has the most rings still doesn't get the clout.
Correct.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So you still got a problem. So that's what I'm saying. Whether it's the rings or the most accomplished, it don't matter. You didn't score the most points in the game. So again, so that's what I'm saying. So again, all I'm saying is he's cross-dressing and we don't know what he is. So again, in my opinion, players. Wow. In my opinion, well, that's what I'm saying. In my opinion, players
cross-dressing as a hoe.
Well, I'm just saying.
We ain't got to your segment yet, Lady D. We know you're gonna be digging in the business.
I think LeBron don't want to retire because it's harder to cheat when you don't play professional ball. When he's no longer playing professional ball, he can't think of a bunch of reasons to explain to his wife, who is gorgeous, by the way, why his black ass ain't at the house. I think LeBron is a hoe, and he don't want to go home because he gonna get a divorce.
That came out of left field.
Ooh.
Yeah, that definitely
Ooh.
that came out of the television timeout. We didn't even get a television timeout for that one. Good God Almighty!
You said he cross-dressed it is.
She ain't tell no lies though.
Yeah.
She ain't
I
tell
mean,
no lies.
You're
But-
not gonna. I
but-
mean,
but
you're gonna
hey,
just be in the books.
Yeah, so that's gonna be the conversation. Don't be surprised. You know, Rich Paul put out a little interesting comment today that makes it seem like LeBron may not end up with the Lakers. They may look to try to trade him, but I don't know anybody want to trade for a 40-year-old guy that's only going to be around maybe a year at that. So I don't know, man. This story is going to continue for this season, and there you got it. That's my sports for the night. Back to you, Brendan.
Well, Kenny, you know what? Because now you done stirred up something in my neck now. See, because here's the problem. You know what I'm saying, LeBron, you're looking more like KD now. Because again, Steph gonna get more clout than you will. Because you know what? He innovated the game by making 3-pointers from half court by shooting a regular jumper. So again, LeBron, you looking silly, man. Taking your, at least Kobe, man, went on his farewell tour being who he was.
Bro, with some class.
Yeah,
know?
man. Keep your mouth shut, son. Okay, because listen, you're not looking good to the homies. I promise you, man. Because again,
we don't even want to talk about the Kobe slander that's been going on. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with it. It's been 110% the last week, but that's another topic for another day.
I'm saying that's crazy, bro. So again, we didn't respect you when you got here because your folks hyped you up too high, and again, as you went on, we was gonna give you your respect, but keep quiet, big boy, because now you're gonna be looking silly, trying to be something that you're not, man. Listen, just be there for your sons, man. Get your other boy into the game. Come on, man. That's all. What's up? That super teams where a flash in the pan. OKC brought back the team. Yeah,
I hear you, Papa.
Yeah. What up, DJ? He says he's
what up, DJ?
Yeah. Oh, he going out of there. He said he leaving the Lakers. All right, let's talk about it, Kenny. Miss Tori, you gotta wait for your show. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, sir, for that. Pretty much. So you won, loser. No, we ain't talking about LeBron no more. But I'm just playing. But listen, y'all, I don't know how you lose by winning the lottery. But have you ever won a scratch out, sister? You look like you done played a couple times.
I mean, I always win $2, but what the hell is a loser?
Yeah, you got to misspell him, brother. Yeah.
You know what? Only you.
This is a test.
You could have just
too,
sent me a
but
text message.
you know,
I used to try to win. I used to try to play on. Remember when Jackpot used to let you play the lotto on that app, but then they took the privileges away from Texas. Now I can't try to play no more.
Is that better?
So much better.
My goodness. I just double tapped. That's all. Okay. Forget y'all. Thank you. See, again, she could have sent me a nice little text message, brother. Changed. You got too many O's.
She could have. She busted you out.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Wait till my final thought. I got something for you now. But anyway, so listen. Well, okay, Black, you don't strike me as you don't play the lottery, but do you?
I do. Yeah, I'm in a lottery pool. I've been playing for 6 years.
I played the lottery too.
What's a pool? What's a lottery pool?
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of us from when we started.
Okay, buy one ticket.
Every Wednesday, every Saturday, I buy tickets.
Golly, man, y'all spending a lot. Well, listen, I will tell y'all this: ain't none of y'all won $83.5 million.
No,
and
apparently
not neither this one guy who got the winning ticket. So, man, this dude got the winning ticket, and the lottery commission say no because of technicality, because of this program that he bought the ticket from. They said it's some sketchy stuff going on here, and now he's not gonna get it. Man, listen, I'd rather to never win it all than to win them numbers and never get my money. I mean, Kenny, what you doing about something like that? If they told you that you got the numbers, but you ain't getting the money.
So what's the technicality? I mean, what they say happened?
Okay, Kenny wants me to read it. Okay, so apparently this man in Montgomery had got the winning ticket by using some app.
Okay.
So he had an app on the phone, and again, this app, I don't know if he picked
right.
the numbers or somebody else
Right.
picked the numbers or the AI picked them. But the app, he got the number. Everything. He's not the first person to do it. They've been doing it on the app, but he won.
And the numbers that he had matched the numbers of the one that lost.
That's
nah,
right.
man, we getting ready to go to court. I'm getting ready to get Tony Busby or whoever. No, y'all getting ready to give me my bread. No, it's gonna be some furniture moving up in this mother. This just ain't going away. For me.
I mean, sister, the level of anxiety I would have knowing I done spent about 24 hours thinking about all the things I'm getting ready to do tomorrow. Like I literally now all of a sudden you just I don't even know what kind of world you living in. I mean, sister, what you think about this?
I'm wondering if it's similar to the app that I was literally just on. Like I said, it was kind of,
so you the reason, Lady D, that he ain't getting his money.
It was an app called a Jackpot app. And
yes.
I'm the one of the people who sent us links to it by giving us free tickets and but it wasn't him. Like it was a really popular app. But
yes, it was called the Jackpot.
Texas was saying that there was a sham because they were buying the lotto tickets from the same gas station. So if somebody won, that one particular gas station would always get like, because whatever any store you buy it from, they get a cut, right?
Right.
So they stopped doing it, and now they only do like scratch offs or whatever. But anyway, the commissioner would have had to see me because I would have already messed up. You know how many people I would cuss out?
That's right.
If I win $83 million, I'm sending inappropriate emails. I'm doing everything wrong. How am I gonna go back on that? Y'all remember that episode of Martin where they thought they won
that lottery,
money or whatever?
Right.
They did. That would have been me. I wouldn't have been able to come back to that. Nah,
man,
he would have had to get a criminal trespass.
That's right.
Lee, would you never play again?
I definitely would never play again, but I'm with the sister.
Yeah,
I'm going up to your state headquarter office. Me and the bros, we gonna tear that motherfucker up.
It's gonna be some furniture moving, brother.
I just bought that Maybach, man.
Bring your ass. Bring it.
Wow.
You know they got him behind bulletproof glass and
that place up.
My goodness. So again, y'all, listen, y'all be careful out there in them streets, man. Even when you win, you're losing. So I just
somebody gonna pay me. The owner of the app got money that he done got off everybody. Somebody giving me something.
That's right.
Yeah, right. I just don't know, y'all. But that's just again, that's somebody that just ain't having a good day.
No.
Yikes. So all right. Well, speaking of Lee Black, you are our resident historian, educational man. I'm gonna put you on the spot, so half the people won't even know if you lying anyway. So
right, I don't know.
But listen, what was the purpose of our forefathers of this country saying they wanted to separate church and state? What was the purpose?
In my personal opinion, there's many people that believe that the Bible from initially was used to help enslave Black people. And if you do know your history, they really did send religious people around to keep the masses under control, especially African Americans. The Bible was shared during slavery times, to help keep us controlled. And it's filtered all the way up to today. It's a reason why in African American communities, we believe our reward is waiting for us in heaven. Even our greatest leaders, we're going to get to the mountaintop. We're going to get there. And so our forefathers were white, who did not believe that we were even actual human beings, we 3/4 of a person. It was in their best interest to make sure that we separate the religious beliefs and be able to use it for our own purposes. But we let you nigglets and you Native Americans do what you want and leave the governing to us white folks. And it has migrated all the way to the iteration of what we have today. Of literally what we have today. It's not an accident that Anglo-Christians support Trump, but they stay out of his way. He uses them to his means, and in many cases, he's put himself on the same level as Jesus Christ or God. So he uses this for his purposes. But for people who may not know, and I really am, I went to theology school, this is predicted in the Bible. The Bible depicts religion as a wild beast with 10 heads and a harlot riding on its back. That harlot is religion. She's a hoe. And we all know that religion has prostituted herself amongst the nations. And it talks about a time when that wild beast with 7 heads and 10 horns is going to devastate this bitch and expose her.
I just wanted the cliff notes. Thank you, preacher. That wasn't.
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to give it a little bit, preacher. But all right. But thank you. I mean, reality is, even for the Indians, the Europeans were trying to push their God upon them, but they didn't realize the Indians had their own gods, and so that's why they killed them. But here's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. Manipulation works both in the state and in the church. And the problem is when you try to put them both together, unfortunately, you get this.
We just thank you right now, Lord, from the east, the west, the north, and the south. You will shake America with your power and your glory. We cancel every assignment of the enemy. This nation was birthed to be one nation under God, and we are standing on the soil of the White House, and we are declaring your word. Every place that our foot will trod, you will give it to us, and we are taking the land. We thank you, O Lord. You have brought us to the kingdom for a time such as this, and this is the time. And so we declare right now, from the capital of our nation, that America will come back to God. We will come back to God. Nothing will stop this nation. And we speak right now by the authority of heaven. You told us to bring heaven to earth. Heaven is being released through your people right now.
Number one, you ain't nowhere in the Bible did he tell you to bring heaven to earth. Number one. Number two, I don't know that God is picking political sides. And I don't believe that God is more concerned about America than he is any other country in this earth. So this is a really bad situation, y'all, where they are no longer separating the two. I mean, sister, I'm getting goosebumps just looking at this abuse. What say you, ma'am?
I was at the White House not too long ago. I don't remember it looking like that, first of all. I'm looking around, I'm like, they were panning out, I'm like, where they at?
Overseas?
Like that looked like somebody's hotel. Like what White House? And what was the big building across the street? Because I didn't see that when I was there.
Stay at the Hilton or something.
But anyway,
I don't know.
It's the usual Republican Party's way of using God to sway, and they swaying the most ungodly folks. If you really think about it, like
good Lord,
you talk about taking pieces out of the Bible and using it for your benefit, like it's exactly what you said. It's just manipulation, and I think it's stupid. And I feel like as time goes on, it's going to work less and less. So I'm not as concerned about it because I feel like a lot of times people do have their own mind. And they know that when they use that angle of God, that people we all call bullshit. But they're still going to always try and do it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Miss Tori. I believe they probably were on the side. We just normally never see it. So maybe so. But Kenny, my issue here is not religion. If y'all know me, y'all know how passionate I am about this. But my issue is the way they are using this as though they are. Because again, if y'all know y'all history, there was Europeans came to this country and they all didn't have money, but people were still using religion to get other Europeans to work for them in a very bad situation. So again, they trying to sew up the whole thing right here, man. So I mean, what you seeing here, bro?
I just see a bunch of hypocrites. I just again, I think Brother Black explained it really well. It's manipulation, just like you said, Brother Brent, to use it. They use religion when they see fit,
Yes.
But for the convenient. But when they voting for these particular bills and they passing these laws where is their Christianity then? Where is their love of the fellow man then? Well, the love of the men that they agree with them, or the love of the men that got money. Yeah, they love them. But what about the other brothers and sisters that may not be as fortunate as them when it comes to that? So yeah, I look at them with the side eye.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, there's a lot of different variations of Protestant movements. And again, Lee Black, they're very charismatic, all that speaking in tongues and getting real loud and saying stuff she don't know what she's talking about. I'm just saying the person that's the loudest don't mean you know what you're talking about. So again, based on what you see here, sir, I mean, where we headed?
To our doom. And that's why I do blame religion more than politics. Politics has always been corrupt from the very beginning. You know, Jeremiah chapter 10 says, you know, man is to man's own detriment. There's a reason why when Jesus Christ took on the mantle of Messiah and he rode in to Jerusalem on an ass, at that time, you know, well, donkey for those of you. But when they heard the Messiah is coming, they was under the impression that he was going to overthrow the Roman government. Mm-hmm. That's not what he came for. He never came to be a part of the political system of things. You know, he came to represent his father. And so when I used the words earlier, it said that religion is depicted as a harlot, they are prostituting themselves. They're willing to lend themselves out to whatever regime and whatever cause. There are more people that have died on the face of the planet under the guise and behind religion than all the wars that have ever been fought. And so to have these two skinny bitches out there talking that nonsense, if I thought they would go for it, I got something I can put in their mouth, but they both look like carpet munchers. So,
yeah.
To the no.
Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Bishop.
There you have it. There you have it.
My goodness. I mean, we want to separate church and state. Not okay. Anyway, come on.
he tried to separate something else.
Right. He tried to put them 10 and 2. Come on now.
Combine
Right. He want to go to the city down under. Yes, okay. All right. So I mean, the bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, I just again. It's really hard for me a lot of times to tell the difference between a politician and a preacher, because a lot of times they both act the same. They are motivated by money, and they look to try to find people who are going to follow them. And so again, I say this with all due respect. Let's get back to it. We want to segregate and separate everything else. Let's get back to separating, segregating these manipulations ahead. He says, we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Do what I say, not what you learn. Yeah. Appreciate that. All right, y'all. So again, that's where we headed. So y'all be careful out there, because I ain't going to say what I want to say. All right, sister. Listen, the jury got the drama too. It's a lot going on around here. We almost done though, I think. Maybe.
I know, right? They're still deliberating. Nothing's come back.
5 hours today, wasn't it?
It's yeah. So I think it's going to be a minute. So I wanted to ask y'all another question. Because we haven't found out yet if Diddy gonna be diddled on for a while in prison, or if he gonna get to the house and continue diddling on other folks. We'll know that soon. But I don't know if y'all are familiar with Benzino. Y'all know Benzino?
I do.
Rapper?
Nick Benzino. He used to be the CEO of the Source magazine. Remember, it was a big deal back in the day. Anyway, he recently made a post where he was getting annoyed with just influencers in the younger generation. And one of the things that he says is a lot of these influencers are becoming popular and famous, and when they have no skill, no talent, no nothing. And he feels like he possesses a skill. And back in the day, people who actually influenced people and made money and all of that actually had a talent, and they didn't sit in their room for 18 hours looking at a camera making a lot of money. And that we are doomed, and our young folks are doomed as a result of that. So I just wanted to know what y'all actually thought about that one. Britton, I'm gonna start with you.
Jealousy, maybe. I mean, I don't know, because ain't nobody reading magazines no more. So again, start your podcast, Benzino. Sounds like some type of virus. Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, man, to each his own. I think it was a comment that was unnecessary. It didn't do anything for anybody. You're actually trying to get what they doing, and that's where we're headed. I mean, y'all see what Netflix did to Blockbuster. See what podcasters are doing to newspapers and magazines. It's just what it is, brother. And then in 10 years, something else is going to happen that's going to knock out these podcasters. And so again, that's just where we are. So Benzino, yeah, I guess you're gonna wait to get Diddy.
Just give it to him. Like, dang.
You're gonna have to give it to him.
I don't know. Black, do you think it's weird that kids can be influenced to do things, to use products, to see things, agree with things by somebody that probably has no experience in a lot of the things he's influencing you to do and to see?
I don't think it's weird because that person is speaking their language. To me, there should be a wisdom and growing older and recognizing when your time has passed. We talked about AI, for example, and you know, as older people, we can see the inherent dangers in it, but whether we like it or not, that train is already on the track.
Right.
And so when I think about the words of Benzino and he's drawing a line here, it is a little bit of jealousy because where he may have believed he had talent, we live in a different world now and we don't speak these kids' languages, you know? And so when I think about some young people listening, this is the TikTok generation, you know? I consider myself an intelligent person. They don't want to hear what I got to say. I don't use their terminology. I don't speak their language. You know, there's an old episode of Sanford and Son where, you know, Lamont and Rollo's about to get these two chicks, and Fred said, "We don't eat your kind of music. We don't dance with you."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when I think about the influence that these young people know, and who comes to mind is this young guy named Kai.
First one came to mind too. Casanet.
I can't connect to him on any level. He's a little feminine to me. He's a little corny, all this kind of stuff. But this younger generation, they love him, you know, because he looks like them, he talks like them, walks like them, dresses like them. And so I can't be jealous of that, you know. And if they're able to take advantage of this medium and make a tremendous amount of money, it's like we talked about basketball. Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, some of these people, they invented this game. And now a young person sitting on the bench and signing a contract, making $30 million a year and can't carry a candle to what some of these people. So we can't be mad at these young kids. I just would say they have a responsibility that they're not willing to carry. But no, I'm not surprised at all, sis.
Ken, I found that a lot of younger people, they're growing up and they're literally wanting to be influencers and brand ambassadors and things like that. And do you think that's a fair career aspiration, or should we still be pushing them in the direction of 8 to 5, like I said?
No, I definitely wouldn't push. I wouldn't push them to do the 8 to 5. I mean, because what is that doing? You're making somebody else rich, and you getting bare peanuts. If you have a God-given talent, if you can get in front of a camera or get a brand to have you endorse them, and you can make money, don't have to get any student loans to go to college to tell you that you got to get a degree. Then you don't have to worry about that debt, and you can call your own shots and be your own boss. That's what I want my kid to do. If he or she is talented enough to do that. Now, obviously, there's a lot of these influencers. Somebody done told them wrong. You got to be truthfully honest with you. Hey, baby, nah, that ain't you. We need to get you on something else. But I would always push a young person to be their own boss, be an entrepreneur. Because at the end of the day, these jobs don't care about you anyway. So find what your talent is, whatever God bless you with, see if it works. If it don't stick, then, figure something else out.
One last thought, Lady D, before you close. You said something key there. That's where you have to be honest and transparent about the dream. Just like in our generation, we should have been telling not everybody's going to be a singer, an athlete, or a ball player. So there has to be a fallback plan. There is an importance in getting an education, learning a trade, having something to fall back on, because just hanging out on the street, smoking a blunt, playing spades and shit, there's 1,000, 100,000 of people that didn't learn shit. So you said something, Brother Kenny. Not all of you are going to be influenced. Not everybody's a comedian, not funny. Some of you will get your ass whooped playing them games on TikTok. And so if you don't have that ability, and there's only a small space, not everybody's going to be that. So what are we telling them then? Because to the comments listening to Toria, this is where I have a problem once again, back to the responsibility of the parent. I refuse though to have parents have that generation think that they can grow up and live in home as long as they like without being responsible and being a contributor to society. So not just because you got a camera phone and an iPhone, you're not going to be a star. You know what I'm saying? So you need to at least learn the value of work and take care of yourself. That's where we're dropping the ball, because we're creating a generation of entitlement. So when they see these videos and see these kids like Kai performing these big homes, your monkey ass thing ain't gonna be in that home like that. Get your monkey ass out there and work and learn a trade. You don't have to get a degree, like Kenny said. We have to be smarter and teach them fiscal responsibility, but you can't lay around here all day, smoke weed, look at TVs.
Okay, I'm kind of in the middle. It's kind of weird. Like, I feel like being an influencer itself is a skill and a talent, because not everyone can do that. Not everyone can make someone want to hear what they have to say, want to watch what they're doing. Not everyone is able to do so. But I also, in a way, put being an influencer a little bit in the same category as I do being a model, being an athlete. Those careers may not be long-lived. Unlike myself, who is a nurse by background, I haven't been a bedside nurse in so long. If somebody asked me to start their IV and run blood on them, you might want to think that. Again, think twice. You don't want me to touch you like that.
Not them nails.
I still have an active license, though. And if push ever came to shove, I could still be a nurse, because I do have that degree and I have that talent to fall back on if for some reason I needed to do that. And that's my whole thing with them, because what Black just said, you can't just stay at home with your mama until you make it big on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to be one of them 45-year-old rappers, because that's what it's becoming. Y'all remember back in the day, we all knew somebody who was in their late 30s and early 40s trying to be a damn rapper. And I feel like these influencers and Instagram models are the new rappers. They're gonna be 30 and 40-year-old wannabe rappers. And so you can't always fall back on that. It can be your hobby. Let it be what you do that fulfills you, but you need a way to make money, because at some point in my life, I'm gonna want to walk around the house in my drawers. And if you and your kids are up in here, I can't do it. Or maybe I will do it enough so you'll get your ass out. You have to get my ass walking through the house and you thinking, ew, mama, because your kids think you're nasty.
Right.
You walk around without your clothes on. If I show you enough of my ass crack, maybe you will move out if they want to be influencers or whatever. Because back in the day, y'all know, we sometimes it was wrong. But they be like, we want you to graduate so you can get the hell up out my house. Which that was the wrong thing to do. So we're not doing that now. We're letting you stay until you get on your feet. But at some point, I'm gonna need you to get on your feet so I can take off my goddamn clothes. And so I'm gonna go back to watching Diddy.
Oh.
And what happened with him and seeing the outcome of that, and go back to minding my business. I'm just saying.
Oh my God!
Y'all know y'all want them kids out at some point. Now, come on.
Okay, well, thank you.
Bravo.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all, she ain't gonna be here next week. That's why she's talking. I'm just telling y'all right now. That's
why she's showing out. She talking about her ass crack. Yeah, her ass crack gonna be somewhere else next month.
I'm terrified. I'm scared these kids gonna come back in my house, and I don't want them here. I mean, I've been telling them since they got grown what to do with their life. And don't nobody want to listen to me because they say I'm old and I have old antiquated ass ways, but I can pay my bills. That's the difference between you and I.
That's my sister right there.
Get your no in your spirit, honey. Just get your no. No.
That's right.
No. Said it. Ain't gonna happen. Just got to come up with more ways. I said.
That's right.
Just do it. I ain't got no problem.
We're the exact opposite.
Yeah,
right.
Brother
Kenny said last.
And again, I'm in the middle.
Ain't never got to leave.
Yeah,
my kids ain't got to go.
I'm in between the two of y'all. But he left.
See, God knows I don't like ugly. God don't like ugly. God said, put the kids out.
I don't know what the hell is going on.
That's it, honey. I will say this. I'm in the middle, y'all. My kids can stay.
I don't know what's going on.
My kids can stay, but I told them if you leave and you leave prematurely because you're mad about something and you got to come back, I want whatever you was giving them. So if you was paying $1,000, then you got to give me $1,000 now when you come back. Because I ain't told you to leave, but if you paying them $800, then I got to get $800. Why? Because you shouldn't have left. Don't leave. Because when you're gone, I'm expecting. So again, don't play that. So all right. So what the sheriff say? She say y'all do no. Yes. In the house.
B, I'm living a dream.
Yeah, we do, Sherry. Yeah, we do, Sherry.
I'm living a dream.
So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
That's it. So y'all, he won't show y'all, but just know, use your imagination. That's right. All right. She said Puerto Rico. All right. Well, well, listen. Because at the end of the day, I will say this. It is true that our kids are lazy, but I find it intriguing to just every generation have always got into it. We got into it with our parents, right? Because of what we were doing, and I'm sure they got into it with their parents because of what they was doing. And I don't want to take that approach because I want to see them do better. You know, I really find it interesting to watch those little 80s, 90s, 70s shows because it's intriguing to see how they were and how we are, and you know what I'm saying. But the worst part today is our kids think they smart because they got Chat GPT. Yes. Y'all just and Miss Toria is right. When they get a hold of, because again, somebody gonna want you to sign up for something. They get your social security number, you're gonna be broke for real. Yes, sir. All right. So listen, I wanted to do something with Black Love Series, but before I do, I want to ask y'all. Did y'all know there was multiple forms of infidelity?
Yeah.
Well, which one are you familiar with? Of course, not the obvious one, but you know.
Of course, there's physical, but emotional cheating.
Okay, right. I mean, how many more are there though? I didn't know there was so many. It's like, golly. Well, I found this interesting. There's a such thing as financial infidelity.
Ooh, I like the subject.
Yes. Well. Yeah, and I didn't know. I mean, I don't want to rate them because I think they're all bad, but I want to talk about financial infidelity, and you know, what better people to talk about but our people? You know what I'm saying? And so I want to explain to y'all what financial infidelity is in these internet streets. So apparently, financial infidelity is when one partner in a relationship deceives the other about financial matters. This can involve hiding, spending debts or assets, or making secret financial decisions that contradict the couple's shared financial goals. Essentially, it is a breach of trust and honesty related to money with the relationship. Okay. And so I said to myself, have I had to deal with financial infidelity before?
You saying no, it was you.
You know what? We're gonna be out for 2 weeks now because you just keep on. So, Kenny, on first hand, what is your thoughts about financial infidelity? Because I have a couple questions I want to talk to us about. But what are your thoughts about financial infidelity? What do you think about that? Is that a much ado about nothing?
I think it's legit. I think Miss Toria put one in the comments that's really probably one of the biggest ones. Hiding money from your partner.
I thought the women teach that.
Yeah, I think that's probably
And do.
Okay,
they do, and they do.
As a proud infidel, right there.
But I mean, that is infidelity.
Oh, well, this sounds like it's going to be a very interesting conversation.
And I think that's the biggest one, and I think probably women do this more than men do.
Wow, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna let you go first because you know what? Let me go and do this right now because I see where it's gonna go. All right. So I already see where it's gonna go. So okay, David.
Yeah, first, I'm glad you already moved it.
I did, sir. Yes, sir. On first sight, right? What do you think about financial infidelity? You think this is much to do about nothing?
No, I think it's real, and I've actually been on both sides of that coin. And now when it comes to myself as a result of that, because there was a time back in the day where I didn't care what you had, what you made, just love me. And then it didn't work out with his broke ass because he was always wanting to know what I had, and I didn't want you to know what money I had and what I was spending and what I was doing, and I found it didn't work. But then I learned, being on the opposite end of that I don't really like how that feels, right? And so now I do believe that if a woman is making less than, and maybe she's not as financially secure as her partner, she should be putting money back, because as a woman, excuse me, anybody in the chat that's religious, you need a fuck you fund at all times. But the man can be aware of this fuck you fund because it's important.
Is he paying for it?
I don't lie about it.
Right.
Okay.
I say this is the amount of money I need in my savings at all times, in case you start acting stupid, because what I won't ever do is have somewhere to lay my head. Like, you know what I'm saying? You should always, if you don't own the house, if you don't own the property, if you don't have the financial stability to be able to make it completely on your own, you need a FU fund. But don't be playing with me, even with your money, and doing sneaky shit with your money behind your back, because I'm being transparent about what I have. So I need you to be transparent about what you are doing with yours.
Okay, before I get to Black, what's up, DJ? Well, I did speak to you. It says definitely a real thing. I advise couples to keep separate accounts, but have a joint account also. I've seen so many men and women in a bad place after a divorce. Man, you know what, Sherry? See, this is gonna turn into a Black Love Series conversation. I just see this going off. The train is coming off the rails already. I can already tell you right now. That is why. What? She said you with Sherry. I know you with Sherry. His money is my money, our money, and my money is mine. So we can't. Okay. All right, Lee Black. Listen. Come on. I got a conversation to have.
So again, I hear all of the points, and I'm glad to hear sis be honest and direct, because it's definitely not much to do about nothing. But I'm gonna disagree with you, DJ, only in the sense that I am a toxic male and I am antiquated in my thinking. I am not one that believes in the separate account shit. I'm the head of the household, and I don't commit financial infidelity. If we're not pulling in the same direction, then there's a problem. Now, with that said, I'm not lording over the money.
Okay.
But my thing is, because you have women out there like Sherry who full of shit, who's saying that my money is your money, everything. That's why I would have to choke a bitch that would commit infidelity with my money. And so you're not gonna have a fuck me fund either. And that's because, again, I need to know right off the bat, what is we doing with the money if we pull in the same direction? Because my thing is, and that's not saying you can't have some time, but this is why I'm single, DJ. And that's because, again, I think just like real for infidelity, I have 3 simple rules. Fuck somebody on my level, don't get caught, and don't bring me nothing. So, Lady D, for you women out there who want to have been taught to cheat, if you follow those rules with the financial infidelity as you do with everything, don't let me know about it. Hide that account. Don't let it affect the overall income of the house, and don't let it hurt me. Wow. And so if you're able to pull that off, I don't give a damn what you do.
All right, here we go.
Let me tell you why.
Kenny,
no, I disagree because I don't want something because I've dealt with this in the past, being a breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? I don't want later in life for it to come up and you find it and then it causes a problem with us. So I'm telling you before I even move into what you like, if we're moving in somewhere together and doing everything together, I might be willing to compromise a little bit, maybe not really. But if I'm moving into your spot, because I've been in a situation with somebody where I felt like I was financially secure. And as soon as I left his punk ass, what did he do? He cleaned out my goddamn bank account. And I had to go live with my nagging ass, fussing ass, cussing ass, mooching ass mama, love you. And I had to deal with that for some months until I put enough paychecks under my belt to get back on my feet. Because some people, like DJ said, that's why I agree with DJ. They try to destroy you financially because they got to figure out a way to hurt you if you are trying to move on and do your own thing. So that's the only reason why I feel that way. It's because I've experienced somebody that.
And I'm not talking about that. Somebody doing wrong. But in these new relationships, I consider it infidelity that even if we're both doing good, it's infidelity to me that there's a need for you to go spend $300 on your hair, $200 or $300 on your toes. Bitch, we could use that money to get ahead and do some other shit. Just because you can do something don't mean you should do something. And that's infidelity. So if you're able to sneak away and get your fucking feet and hands done without it taken from the totality of the house, just because you could afford to do it, there's a vacation that we could be doing something better. And so this is why I'm alone.
Well, okay, so wait, I haven't even asked my questions yet. We already
I'm sorry.
No, because you know what? I'm not going to because I think because we can talk about this and we'll do this in Black Love series because no, I'm being serious because like it's too much meat on this bone for me to even try to even waste this moment to not for us to not have a really deep conversation.
Right.
Because what y'all are saying makes sense, but it's the people, it's the experience, it's all of these things that are causing this situation. Because you said Black, you understand Devin, but I'm like, yeah, but it's too many scenarios to begin to try to throw a dart at this target. And
that's why I said I love this when you brought it up.
You can't. But I go by the motto of the person you divorce or the person you leave is not the person you marry. It's not the person you fall in love with. You don't divorce the same person you fall in love with. That's the reason you're divorcing them and you're leaving them in the first place. And people flip on you. Even y'all know I'm petty as hell. Like I don't see me doing it, but I know I'm capable. I'll leave your ass with no forks, no spoon. I'll do some petty shit to you too. You know what I'm saying? That's just who I am. And if somebody wants to be petty to me, my give a damn is depleted. When I don't give a damn no more, it's gone. So the only way you can get to me is money and my kids. My kids are grown now. So what you gonna do? So I'm
gonna set up because there's a lot of it. But brother Kenny, you get Kenny sitting back.
No,
there
we were watching the Devin and Lee show. That's what we were watching. So
that's why I said I'm gonna set the hell up.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. This is a longer topic for a whole nother day.
Yeah.
I'm soaking it all in. I'm checking it out.
Yeah. So what will happen? I guess. Okay. So I'll ask one question, not from this, but just to close it out. But what will happen is this is going to usher us into a Black Love series, our next show, because I want to start with this topic. But I do want to say this because now I'm interested. So is financial infidelity worse than sexual infidelity?
And I'm glad you asked that because that just came across my mind. I think the two biggest things that lead to divorce is money and sex.
Of course,
I think money is first and foremost, especially like Lady D said. If you know the marriage is over, then somebody trying to really take trying to take you out financially.
Right,
that's the worst thing you can do to a man or a woman, to take them out financially. So. Definitely. Money is definitely big.
Wow,
when it comes to infidelity.
And see, DJ, you poking at me because again, And I don't mean that, I mean, you're having a good dialogue, but
Absolutely.
what I'm saying is, see, it's the theology, and I say theology, it's the ideology of the person that is going to like bring them to this place of you're cheating on me financially, or again, because this is the way you approach the marriage. Okay, so now it's gonna be a whole lot more in this. So I mean, Devin. I didn't know how good I was gonna get this thing, so now I'm gonna have to come back and watch all this so I can just really formulate. All right, Devin. So which one is worse, financial?
I think it depends. I could come back from financial infidelity a lot quicker than I can
really
sexual or physical infidelity. I could come back from that because I feel like we can sit down and we can talk about it, because I lead my life in my relationships right now at my age. I'm very transparent. And you can either take me or not take me. Mm-hmm. So the only time I have problems in those areas is, and it always happens, I get with somebody, I'm transparent with you, I tell you I ain't shit from the door, right? Nobody wants to listen. And then you want to try to change me after the fact. But I told you I wasn't shit. I told you I needed a fuck you fun. I told you all of these things about me. So you can't be like surprised later. So I feel like if there's something that someone is concerned about, let's have a sit down and talk about it. Because I feel like if I'm being transparent with you, I just want the same. But the fact that your dick done fell in somebody's cooch, I can't get over that, because you can't undo that.
Wow.
You can make your money back. You can't unfuck a bitch.
Woo.
Man, this is gonna be a great topic. The next show. Okay, Lee Black, you have this special ability to separate the man from his music.
Yes, I do.
Can you separate a man cheating financially versus a man or woman cheating financially versus cheating sexually, or does that person have the same type of mentality?
No, because I'm the exact opposite of Lady D. I can come back quicker from you getting that pussy burnt up than from you taking my cash. As I said, don't get caught, fuck on my level, and don't bring me nothing. But at this stage of my life, I'm accustomed to eating crab legs. When I get off with you guys, I got my crab legs in there. I got blue crab and I got my slow crab. And I got me some pasta, and I'm drinking right now. And my bills are paid. Don't fuck up my money. Now, if you need to go out there and get that pussy tore up every now and then, don't tell me about it. I don't care, because I can't horse your ass up around here all day, and we're not going to be fucking all night either. If you can't get that one hitter quitter from me, go find it somewhere else. Bring that pussy back here clean with no smell to it, and we're going to be okay.
Okay.
And don't fuck up my money, because at 57 years old, I can't be going home to live with my mama. I like to walk around this motherfucker with my drawers off, rather, because I do live the dream. This shirt is on, and that's it. I have my drawers off. I pee on the side of the bed. Don't fuck up my quality of life around here. Now, if you need that pussy burnt and beat, I got to go to sleep at night.
Wow, that's
come back from that.
We have a really listen. When you said what you had waiting on you, I thought you had a live audience, but you said you have some crab legs. Okay, I didn't know what you had. I was like, okay, but no, DJ, I'm not saying that we were. I'm saying like you are like priming my thoughts even more. It's just like because again, the way we separate the two is interesting, because it's still at the end of the day you're being mistreated. You're not trusting the person. There's distrust, whether it's financial or it's intimate. But I don't know how can you trust a person who cheats you financially versus you would trust a person who cheats you sexually. I don't see how that person is different. So when I tell you,
Sherry, you're gonna have to warn me when Mama listening now. You gotta
mama.
Hold on, but my mama agreed with me.
She did. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, that is her mama's son. So yes, sir. We ain't playing that thing. So all right, mama. She said, yeah. So good. Okay. So again, man, this is gonna be a great topic to talk about. He said, I'm listening to y'all.
Congratulations, brother.
Oh man.
Yeah, again, Jay. Congratulations, brother.
Yeah, for sure. and we all listening and talking. And so again, but
ain't nothing out here in these streets, DJ. You
I
doing
know
the
that's
right
right.
thing. Get that, tie her up. I mean, you know what I mean. Not tie her,
too.
but you know
No, tie up too. You gotta keep it. You gotta keep it new.
Well, I guess tie her up too if you need to.
Pause.
This is a test.
Now they going to jail for all that, brother.
Yeah.
They'll call you.
DJ.
They'll call you out 8 years later and say you done something to it.
Oh my God.
Sherry gave me. Yeah, Mama said, yeah, you can't come home, Black. Yeah, you can't shoot. All right, well, listen, y'all, we have set the stage. Our next show will be a Black Love series, and we are hitting the streets with financial infidelity because y'all gonna give me 2 weeks to be ready for this. So I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming, boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, listen, it's that time of the show, and Lee Black is going to holler at you. A house is not a home.
It's not a home. Well, if you Black, you already know that's Luther Vandross, but I'm not talking about that. I'm going to be very quick, but broach another subject that it doesn't have an easy answer to it. And again, this is organic. I was recently watching Cam Newton's podcast, and he had K. Michelle as a guest on there. And she went in on him. I don't know if you've seen this. If you haven't, do yourself a favor and watch it on YouTube.
I watched it.
So you know where she went in on him and basically called him out about his contribution to the family dynamics. Right. You know, and if you don't know, to set the stage, Cam Newton has 8 children, multiple different baby mamas, and a 9th on the way. And so K. Michelle, she basically, asked him some questions, put him on the spot, and his answer, I'm going to do these quotes. He said, every situation that I've been in, I thought this was the last one. My goal has never been to have multiple significant others. It just worked out like that. And then K. Michelle went on to really kind of talk about how, Black men, have contributed to the circumstances that we find ourselves in as a Black family. She, he said that he believes every home needs a man and a woman. He feels like boys can only learn certain things from a man and girls need a woman to teach them. Well, she called him out on this and asked a simple question. At what point in the Black community do our men create real homes? And she went on to talk about how we as Black men and us brothers on here and watching as well, we need to stop attacking Black women. She said it's not cool because that's not creating a home environment. And that's not what we're supposed to be doing. And when you look at the proliferation of what's happening out here, where we've normalized Black men, especially the famous and powerful, making babies all over the place and not making a home out of any of them. And we could name names if we wanted to, the ball players, the actors, Nick Cannon comes to mind. And so a lot of women after the show, they were really impressed with the fact that she was sincere. She was crying. She went out on a limb to talk about this. And, many said that, they didn't buy into Kim's theory that, it's just happened, because it doesn't just happen. And organically, Lady D just said, you don't just trip and fall and put your dick in somewhere and then all of a sudden it produce kids. You know what I'm saying? And so she raised the idea for me in my head about how much we as Black men are creating part of the problem where we're not creating a home environment. Now, for those of you who don't know, K. Michelle is actually my favorite female artist. For me, she's tantamount to the female version of R. Kelly. Love her to death, love her music. But this is one of those cases where I'm really going to actually shoot the messenger in both cases. Cam Newton doesn't have a leg to stand on and a logic to stand on in presenting his case, because what she said, in my opinion, was not wrong. As a famous, rich athlete, and to continue to make babies with these women and to create that environment and normalize it, it is adding to the problem. Because money doesn't make you a good parent. And no amount of money you got or fame is going to make you a great parent, because it's frankly just impossible for you to be in multiple homes and provide a stable environment, and in his case, to teach a boy how to be a man. But I would ask a question to K. Michelle. How much are women, Black women, also a part of creating a problem as well? And in her in particular, as much as I love her, You're doing everything in your power to be everything but a black woman sometimes. You'll change your looks, fake ass, fake boobs, lighten your skin. And oh, by the way, in case you don't know, the one child you do have, you didn't raise. And so I'm going to even get away from the rich, the powerful, and the famous. I'm going to talk about broke down motherfuckers like me and you nappy head bitches out there that ain't got fame or riches. While we want to sit here sometimes and talk about the narrative of black men, look, all we do is ask a simple question to get that pussy. It takes two to tango. When you cock your musty legs back and pin them behind your ears and let somebody plant a seed in that pussy, you're as much a part of the problem as we are. And so I'm going to hold you both responsible, to be honest with you. We need to stop normalizing making babies all over the place. It's never been good before. It's not good now. It doesn't make you a father, doesn't make you a parent. And it's damn sure not setting a good example to have these ugly little nappy head sons of bitches out here growing up, men and women, without a parent to teach them how to be a man or a woman. And having said that, you women, close your musty ass legs. Learn how to say no. Because again, some of you sons of bitches out here using that musty trap down there as a new age welfare system and to basically support your lifestyle. Because just as he is making babies, it's a wide circle of some of you same bitches that's having kids by multiple people. And I'm not talking about the rich and famous. I'm talking about the Shaquishas, the Keishas, and Tanyas that live right there in the projects and in hoods and ghettos and everywhere around the world. You nasty, no good bitches are part of the problem too. So I don't have an easy answer for this, but in this case, we're going to shoot the messenger on both cases because just because you're making babies, you are not making a home. And just because we've come a long way, baby, and some of us are strutting like George Jefferson because we got a little money and this and that, having this, we talked about the TikTok generation, a house and a car, this and that, you ain't doing shit but adding to the problem.
Thank you,
Brother Black. You forgot your famous tagline, brother.
God bless you.
There you go.
Kenny, don't support that. Listen, you have the problem now.
God bless America.
Right. Okay. Wow. Sister, you all right over there?
I'm just taking it all in. Like
that was a
lot going on right there.
I'm telling you, you done dropped that big old rock of yours.
That's it. Y'all living inside of my head, just so you know.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it. Well, hey, Shonda, good to see you. Thank you for joining. I don't know what you friend the Cam or the Michelle, but it's okay. Everybody gets it. He's equal opportunities. We've always known that about him. She said, God said, be fruitful and fill the earth, and mine is
strawberries.
Talking about your coochie? I think
that's what she's talking about.
Your coochie strawberries.
Whoa.
That is what she's talking about.
No.
This is a test. This is only a test.
We are not doing Bath and Body Works meets Sarah Secrets. We're not doing that.
Thank you, Victoria, super fan.
All right. Yes, ma'am. All right, y'all. Well, listen.
You forgot to give us a head, my bad.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes. Well, again, we were overcome with shock, so we just had we didn't know where this was going. So, all right. Listen. Always fantastic show, ladies and gentlemen. So I am being serious. The family's going on a summer vacation, impromptu, because we'll be gone for a couple weeks. And so again, if one of us ain't gonna be here, then ain't none of us gonna be here. And so one of us won't be here for 2 weeks.
You can say it's for the holiday.
Even
though it ain't really our holiday, it's a holiday. Other people get to take it off. So
no, it ain't.
Well, we coming back and we hitting Black Love series because that's a good conversation I'm ready to have, and y'all give me 2 weeks, so y'all know I'm finna do my thing with that thing. All right, well, listen, it is final thoughts time, and if you've watched the show at least once, y'all know what time it is. It's Kenny time. So, my brother, thank you so much. Give us your final thoughts, man.
Always a great show. Always, if you haven't subscribed to TFG Tonight, make sure you hit that subscription button, like, share this to all your social media platforms every Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, unless Lady D is somewhere showing her ass crack in a different country.
Get her.
We'll
Get
let
her.
you know.
Get
We'll let you know about that.
We ain't even done with it. I got something too.
Yeah. But my final thought is this is the last day of June, and this was Men's Mental Health Month. And I don't know if you noticed, didn't many people say much about it.
No.
You know why? Because most people could care less about what a men's mental health is.
Wow.
And I just want to say to my brothers out there that's dealing with whatever your situation is, find someone that you can talk to. You know, because again, I think the society makes it feel like a man is weak if he expresses himself, if he's dealing with something. We got to put on a game face every day, but sometimes you ain't got it. So I want to talk to those brothers out there that may even watch this, that you may be going through something now. Believe me, I've been there, done that. I can write a book on it. But you know what? There's gonna be sunshine at the end of your thunderstorm. So always remember that. So again, if you need somebody to talk to, please seek counseling or someone a good confidant that you can put your trust in. That's my final thought.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So positive. All right, and here we go. Where we at? Thank you, sister. Always a pleasure. I hope you enjoy your vacation and all the things that you do, and we appreciate that. So by all means, hopefully Diddy be in jail when you come back.
No.
Look at it.
And like Kenny said, man, I do need you to take care of your mental health. And some of that means you need to let go of some of your toxic masculinity that you've been taught from a young boy, because you were taught to be toxic. And so that's just something you need to unlearn. You need to find you a woman that's a soft place to fall.
That's
probably
true.
Ain't me. But that's why they make therapists and counselors and stuff like that to hear you out. And I think it's okay to be vulnerable in 2025. You don't have to be so tough and so hard and all of that. And women, I know I talk a lot of ish about how I do things. I do mean that you need a FU fund. I don't give a damn what they talk about. You need to always have your FU fund in case somebody acts up, because I've been there, done that, and it is not fun to pick yourself up by the bootstraps and figure it out, especially if you got kids and people you toting with you to get on your feet. So, but while you saving up your FU fund, just, be a support system to your man too.
We'll see in 2 weeks. You say that now. Wait till we talk about it. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you, man, for that. We appreciate it always. Sir.
So right off the bat, real quick, I want to, Lady D, I'm working on myself, baby. I know I'm a toxic male, but I want to let you know how much I appreciate you. I see your pictures. I love that you found that level of happiness. I envy that. One of the couples on my show, Hannah and Bert, love them. Congratulations to DJ. Kenny is right. Ain't shit out here. So when you find a good, capable wife, he's right. Lock her up.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations, my brother. Beautiful son, beautiful family that you're building there. Keep doing your thing. My final thought, seriously, on the last note is from Lady D's segment. I want to talk to like the older ones in our generation. While AI is here and it's not going anywhere, Lady D talked about having a fallback plan. So I'm paraphrasing. And I want to talk to people in my generation, all of us on this panel, and Mr. Haynes and Tori and some of the super fans. Well, we're not useless, folks, while we may not fit into the narrative of what's going on right now, and that's okay. To me, it's a beautiful thing to get to this stage of my life where they can have that. I have my fun. I have no desire whatsoever to kick it and party and stand on couches and all those things. And I don't even begrudge them that, because I was a silly, dumbass young person, just like some of the dumb shit y'all do. And I want you to enjoy yourself, be safe and be good. But Lady D talked about the necessity for making sure you have a fallback plan. Not all of you are going to be successful. And unlike, some on the panel, I think young people should get the hell out as early as possible and stand on their own 2 feet. But even if you don't, whether you agree with that or not, I do hope for you that you do see a value in having a plan B. And it doesn't have to be education. But Lady D talked about the fact that if something should happen, she can fall back on those skills. And I want to echo that. This fat old man who works from home, guess what? I've done roofing, underpinning, putting up doors, drywall, electrical, plumbing, fixing on cars. I can paint a car. Just because I don't do it don't mean I can't. And so with that said, I've always tried to position myself to where, and my job says tomorrow, we don't need you anymore. I go over to my bar, pour me a drink, commiserate, take a few times off, but I'm never going to be in a position where I can't take care of myself and pay my bills, because I've ensured that I put in the work to make sure my education, my skill set is where it needs to be so that I can always take care of me. So you young folks out there, you're not all going to be influencers. Learn a skill, have some type of talent, some type of fallback plan, and don't think that every elderly person don't have anything to add. Just because you have access to TikTok, that's not real wisdom. Eloise Young, watching this show, is 89 years old. That's the greatest woman I know, the wisest person I know. And everything about me wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my mama, and I love her dearly. And I value that, and I'm one of the blessed to say that my mama is still living. And so if you got an elderly person in your life, mother, father, uncle, or aunt, they are a wealth of information, and don't take them for granted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, very much for that, man. Just a well of wisdom, isn't he? The well that never runs dry. I mean, the well that just keeps on welling.
And he's still on hiatus. And he's still on hiatus.
Yes, I am.
Well,
yes, I am.
No, that's right, DJ.
It said it said P.S. My fallback plan is her.
I love it.
I know that's right. Already,
that's
DJ.
Funny. That's funny. All right. Well, listen, y'all. I have a quick question, and I know, you know, I sometimes can be silly. Well, I'm gonna still be silly, so it don't even matter. Let me play it. So my question for you guys is, if there was one thing that you should have let go of sooner than later, thank you, DJ, what would it? That was one thing.
I think I know.
One of them hoes that gave me chlamydia.
I know Brother Black says.
My God.
I really do. I already
Many men's back in the day, many no good, worthless ass
Yeah, do it.
men that's just breathing air. Just,
Wow. Okay. All right. We got the obvious. Kenny, what is that one thing that you could have let go of sooner than later? Okay. All right.
Oh man. I have nothing.
I'm waiting on the delay or something. I don't know. Oh, you don't got Kenny is a lucky man. All right, brother.
Yeah. I don't have nothing.
Well, shoot, I feel sorry for you in this video. Okay, well, listen. If you do have something, or you did have something that you should have let go sooner than later, here is definitely the reason why. Check it out.
Oh. Yikes.
oh my God.
Listen. We are older and we should be wiser. And we should know better now. And again, in celebration of 4th of July, y'all put them fireworks down.
Let it go. Let it go.
Please. And listen, y'all let go of that chlamydia, let go of them no good men. And I mean, if you ain't got nothing, well, hold on to it, because until it explodes.
It is something I just couldn't think of it.
Yeah, no, but
right.
I'm with you. But I know one thing: you better let go sooner than later, because it's gonna hurt you at some point in time. So y'all be safe out there this 4th of July. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and we coming to y'all hot and heavy with some financial infidelity and other things with Black Love Series. So that is Lee, that's Kenny, and that's Devin, and we gonna see y'all in 2 weeks. We out of here. Peace.